Watching Manchester United at this moment, there are little details that make you smile almost unconsciously, even if your heart has never beaten with the blood of the Red Devils. It might be the simple, joyful leaps of Benjamin Šeško every time the ball hits the back of the net. The Slovenian striker is genuinely likable, down to earth, and clearly savoring every moment. And then there's this smile from Casemiro. As bright as it can be, crow's feet and all. It feels as if he's smiling at every face, waving to every fan, and everything about it is completely sincere. After all the ups and downs, he has clearly developed a deep affection for this shirt. And the supporters feel the same way about him. Last night at Old Trafford, in the 53rd minute, Bruno delivered a cross from a corner kick. Inside the box, Casemiro surged forward, like in his younger days. The 34-year-old veteran was quicker than everyone else, guiding the ball into the far corner to break the deadlock. The opening goal played a huge part in the Red Devils' eventual 3-1 victory. But the value of that moment did not lie solely in the scoreline. What truly lingered in the memory was the Brazilian midfielder's next movement. Casemiro sprinted toward the Stretford end. He pointed his finger at the Manchester United badge on his chest. Then he tapped his temple lightly before directing his finger straight toward the roaring crowd. 4 years wearing the red shirt, from August 2022 until now. A journey filled with both thunderous applause and bitter criticism. After everything, that gesture of striking his chest felt like a powerful response, a declaration of his loyalty to the club, even as his time here may be quietly counting down. The performance against Aston Villa felt like a slow-motion reel of Casemiro's finest qualities. Before making way for Manuel Ugarte in the closing minutes, the number 18 was among the players with the highest number of touches for the home side. Every hot spot in the midfield bore the imprint of his boots. He intercepted, he recovered possession, and he helped dictate the rhythm of the game. There was one moment that perfectly illustrated Casemiro's influence. It was his decisive tackle on Amadou Onana. The instant he regained control, the ball was quickly circulated, launching the counterattack that led to Matheus Cunha scoring Manchester United's second goal. A proactive defensive action that paved the way for a goal. And of course, the statistics cannot be ignored. 7 goals in 27 appearances this season, equaling his own record for the most goals scored in a single club campaign. His sharpness inside the opponent's penalty area, combined with his solidity in midfield, has turned Casemiro into the perfect metronome in the Red Devils' current system. This remarkable resurgence bears the clear imprint of Michael Carrick. Since the English coach stepped in as interim manager, Casemiro has started all 9 matches. The result? Manchester United have dropped points only twice. Carrick's philosophy seems to have found the perfect connection with Casemiro's skill set. The former Real Madrid star has been given greater freedom to operate, more initiative in progressing the ball forward, while also receiving well-timed cover from the youthful energy of Kobbie Mainoo. This midfield partnership has become the launchpad that keeps the Red Devils firmly in 3rd place in the standings, holding a strong chance of securing a Champions League spot next season. Amid such brilliant form, chants of one more year have echoed repeatedly from the stands. And even the usually demanding pundits across England appear eager to hold on to this moment a little longer. Gary Neville said on Sky Sports, "Replacing Casemiro in central midfield is already difficult, but finding someone who can influence both penalty areas like he does is even harder. He has an outstanding sense of space and an exceptional ability to make the first contact in aerial duels. That header was a perfect angled finish. The ball struck the post and went in, a trajectory that was impossible to stop." Rio Ferdinand continued the discussion with a practical perspective regarding squad planning. There needs to be a new contract. The club should approach him right now and offer a 1-year extension. If Casemiro leaves, Manchester United will have to throw a huge amount of money into the transfer market just to find someone capable of filling that void. Kleberson, a fellow Brazilian and former Manchester United player, sees in Casemiro a kind of intangible legacy. Casemiro carries true leadership qualities within him, something that is gradually becoming rare in the modern game. Watching him play, I can see echoes of the generation of Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes, players who used their experience and fighting spirit as the torch that guided the entire team. From the supporters' perspective, the flood of reactions across forums after the match reflected most clearly the affection Manchester United fans have for him. Some were moved by the realization of time's limits. The moment you realize there are only 8 more games left for Casemiro in a Manchester United shirt. Others pleaded with emotion. "One more year, Casemiro, please. Watching the match, I just hope he changes his mind or that the club convinces him to stay. He's playing so well." And many analyzed his performance with the eyes of people who follow every movement on the pitch. Still energetic, still powerful, fighting everywhere on the field. Exactly the kind of player who bulldozes through the opponent's attack. And on top of that, he still has a nose for goals. Whenever it's a home game, Casemiro plays at his best. They even compared him with younger players to highlight the gap in class. Even at 34, the level of someone who has won 5 Champions League titles is still different from many younger players. Another comment offered a vivid example. If you want to understand how important Casemiro is to Manchester United's midfield, just watch the minutes when Ugarte is on the pitch. Some fans also looked ahead to the club's potential European campaign next season. It might be a bit early to say this, but if we play in the Champions League next year, we should keep Casemiro while still signing 2 younger midfielders. The desire to hold on to a star who is shining brightly is a natural instinct for supporters. However, managing a football club cannot be driven purely by emotion. Alongside the praise, there are still rational voices, calm reminders of an unavoidable reality. Some fans can already see the potential risks if Casemiro stays. This might be the right moment to stop. Manchester United needs fresh blood. Don't let it turn into a situation where next season people criticize him every week if his form drops. Another comment offered a similarly clear-headed perspective. As much as I'd love to see Casemiro continue with Manchester United, in my personal opinion, he should leave this summer. It's better to leave behind a beautiful image rather than try to hold on too long. Time is always ruthless. Behind the impressive numbers on the pitch lie the heavy figures in the accounting books. Kieran Maguire, a financial expert, broke down the equation with stark data. Manchester United paid £60 million to Real Madrid in the summer of 2022. But that was only part of the story. A weekly wage of £350,000 creates a significant financial burden. Maguire explained, "Many people tend to separate the transfer fee and the salary. On a club's accounts, the transfer fee is amortized annually and combined with the wage bill. When everything is added together, the total amount Manchester United has spent on Casemiro reaches around £150 million. A player who commands both a sizable transfer fee and one of the highest wages in the squad inevitably becomes a complex equation. Manchester United accepted that risk. Now, as the club's ownership is carrying out a comprehensive financial overhaul, reducing the wage bill has become unavoidable. Casemiro himself, with the pride of a 5-time European champion, is unlikely to accept a significant pay cut. Beyond that, the age of 34 represents a biological limit. At present, Casemiro is playing at a rhythm of roughly 1 match per week and is often substituted in the second half to preserve his physical condition. What will happen next season when Manchester United must stretch themselves across multiple competitions, particularly with the demanding schedule of the Champions League qualifying rounds? Activating the 1-year extension clause could repeat a familiar mistake, paying enormous wages to an aging player with increasing fitness risks. In a Manchester United shirt, Casemiro has climbed back from the slope of criticism to reach a new peak under Michael Carrick. But how long can that peak truly last? Instead of trying to hold on and risk sliding down the other side of the parabola once again and facing harsh criticism, perhaps this is the right moment to stop while everything is still shining brightly. Sometimes that is also the best way to preserve a beautiful memory. Carrick, a man who experienced every rise and fall at Old Trafford himself, understands this reality well. He spoke with appreciation about his player. Casemiro has done countless valuable things for the team. He always knows how to step up in sensitive moments. Yet the Manchester United manager is also realistic enough to acknowledge departures are a normal cycle in football. We are not looking for a copy of Casemiro, but rather aiming to build a new balance for our defensive structure and midfield. The moment Casemiro pointed at the badge on his chest will remain an image carefully preserved in the minds of supporters. The Minutians chanting his name and pleading for him to stay 1 more year is the clearest proof that he has conquered some of the most demanding fans in England through his dedication. But sometimes, the greatest form of love lies in knowing when to say goodbye. To leave to thunderous applause, to leave while still an important piece of the team, to leave behind a void that makes people sigh with regret. Casemiro arrived unexpectedly, experienced so much along the way, and now he deserves to walk out of Old Trafford with his head held high, the posture of a true winner. Everything is almost complete. Only 8 matches remain in the Premier League, with 4 of them at home. Enjoy the final runs of number 18, because once the final whistle of the season blows, there is a strong chance that Old Trafford will officially close a short yet memorable chapter with Casemiro. So cherish these moments while number 18 is still here, with his touches on the ball, his interceptions, and an entire heart devoted to the red badge on his chest.